Okay, so today's just homework day, priority on 5-5. So yesterday we went sort of through the 1 to 19 homework. A lot of people turned that in. We can go back there if people are still stuck. We had a lot of people absent the other day, so we did that a little bit fast forwarded. But let me just kick in on 24. I'll just hit you with some answers. For 24, I'm getting a 64. Can somebody explain where that 64 just came from on that one?
Is it
You have the 8. You have the 16 to get an 8. And then you square the 8, get a 64. So whatever number is with the variable, cut it in half, and then times itself. So 25 is 144. 26 is a decimal, 4.41. I think I did that exact problem, didn't I?
You did the first one over 2.
Okay, so you got 2 for free yesterday then. 27 volunteer, what's your missing link number? 3.24 is correct. So when the directions say complete the square, all you need is what is the one missing number. The sheet probably has a question like that. If the directions just say complete the square, just find the one number you're missing, that's all you need to do. Did the sheet have something like that? Yeah. Question there? Okay, the bulk of the work is from 28 to the end. From 28 to 36, you have to show me enough work that I can see that you have a whole process going on there. So let me just do 28. We have x squared plus 24x plus a 119 that is not the right number. So my suggestion yesterday is first make yourself a square that's ignoring the 119. Act like 119 never existed. What square are we going to make out of this? X plus 12. We copy the sign, we go half of the number, we have x plus 12 squared is going to be our square. Anybody something about that? Okay, then figure out what 144 or what 119 should have been, and it should have been 144. How am I going to create the 144?
12 times 12.
12 times 12 is 144. But then we have to make payment for that. These numbers should always be going up. So to pay for that, you go down, subtract. How much of a difference is there?
25.
It is 25. And that's what made that new. Question about that? Then it's old-ish. We've been doing this for a couple days. Okay, this is called a difference of squares problem. 25 is a number that you can root, so you do. You make 25 into 5s. When the sign's a minus, these have to be different. And then if it's x plus 12 that's squared, you just put in both of these spots x plus 12. Some other days we were done, because the factor by grouping day, that was the 1 to 18 homework, sometimes this was like a plus b plus c, or something that you can't really put together. This, we'd want to put it together. The positives, 12s and 5s, make a positive 17. The positive 12 competing with the negative 5 is a positive 7. That's the answer that I'm hunting, but if your paper doesn't have like 144s and 25s and squares and big long factors, I'm just going to give it back to you, so don't give it to me if it doesn't have that stuff. Each problem should look about like that size of amount of work. Question on 28. Okay, 29 is x minus 21, x minus 5. 30 is different, and the rest of them have this difference. So there's a lot of these with this difference. What's going on differently starting on 30 with every single problem the rest of the way? You have to take out a GCF. So 30 is going to have a 2. And then it's going to go, where'd they hide my answer? There it is, x plus 9, x plus 19. 31 is going to have a 2. Then x minus 12a, x minus 4a. 32 is a 3. X minus 16b, x minus 4b. 33 is a 3. X minus 1, x minus 13. 34 is a 2. X minus 6, x minus 12. 35 is a 5, x plus 6, x minus 14. And then the last one's 8, x plus 1, x minus 9. And that's where that homework cuts. Does anybody need me to do one of the GCF ones or anything from any of that world?
Can you 35?
35. Okay, so for 35, I'm going to take out a 5, and that's going to be in my answer. And in all the in-between steps, I don't feel like copying that 5 a bunch of times. So I'm going to go a squared without the 5, minus 8a, where I divided 40 by 5, minus an 84, because I'm dividing the 420 by 5. You okay with that?
Yeah.
So then I'm going to make my square. What do you think for the square? Somebody jump in and help us?
Plus 4.
That's close.
Minus 4.
Minus 4. We're going to copy sign, and I'm going to go half of that number.
Okay.
You okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay, then I don't want the 84. Who do I want? 16. And then here's a common mistake that I probably should have addressed before this moment. The difference on these is not 68. Okay? From 16 to 84 is a difference of 68, but these numbers are not different by 68. How much are these numbers different by? 100. How's it 100?
Because it goes from positive to negative.
Yeah, we went from negative 84 all the way up to positive 16. So we've spanned 100 numbers worth of value there. From negative 84 up to positive 16, we moved up 100. So then I need to move down 100 to pay.
Okay.
You okay with that?
Yeah.
Now that's going to work out pretty well. The a minus 4 is going to go just like it is, doubles. The signs, what do we always do with signs? Different. And the 100 creates tens. And then we're just going to have to clean up. This world of negativity where everybody's negative, we're down to negative 14. Positive 10 is enough to overcome a negative 4, positive 6. If you're ever determined to check these, what could we do to check this? We could FOIL it out. If we FOILed this out, we'd show up to 84, we'd show up to 8 once we combine like terms. If you FOILed that out, we could show this back out. If you wanted to even distribute the 5 into that beyond that, you'd get back to all the way to where we started. Is that okay? Mm-hmm. Did you get wrecked by the 68 or did you?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, if it were a 68, you couldn't do this system. So, like, this system doesn't work for every problem in the world. It works for problems where a teacher or a book writer has manipulated it so that this has to be a square. If this isn't a square, we're done. Anybody else, anything on the 228 newest one that went 24 to 34? Or does anybody want to revisit something on the 1 to 19, especially if you were like absent and catching up on the factor by grouping? Or really any page, I'm open for business now. If you need no more of my advice, it's not rude, feel free to ignore me and just start your worksheet. There's a worksheet due tomorrow. So if I've done for you what you need me to do for you, ignore me while I talk and just get worksheet rolling.
Did you do
27?
27?
Okay, so 27, we just want to take half of that 3.6, and then we're going to want to do that number times itself. So the 24 to 27 group, that's our move is, see the number that's with the variable, divide it by 2, and then times itself. So just use your calculator for that, because decimals in our mind, that's not everybody's friend. Just go 3.6, divide 2, see what it is, and then that times itself.
What was over 29?
29, we're hoping for an x minus 21 and an x minus 5. Did you do an x minus 13 squared?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have a 64 show up as your payment plan? Okay, so the 64 will then turn into 8s.
Yeah.
So you'd go like x minus 13 minus an 8, and then x minus 13 plus an 8.
Yeah, I did that.
Okay. Yeah. Both x minus 13s, but then a plus 8 minus 8 difference. So you're good?
Yeah.
Anybody else homework, something that has you hesitating? Yeah?
Could you do 19 on 227?
Do 19?
Yeah.
Yeah. So my first move on 19 is going to be to take out a 2. Are you okay with the idea of taking out a 2? Okay, so what I'm going to do then is I'm going to go to my answer zone, and I'm just going to bring the 2 already, and I'm going to work the problem without that 2 because I just don't feel like looking at like 2's all through my book. You okay with that? So I'm going to go m squared plus 2mn plus n squared minus 25b squared as my starter position. Everybody divided by 2 already.
Okay.
You're good with that?
I was just a little tripped up because I thought it was like 2m2 and 2 on half up.
Okay. Do you need me to keep talking, or is that enough of a tip? You're good already? Okay. If you change your mind, give me a yell. It's just going to sit there. Anybody else want me to dip back into anything from 228, anything from 227? The one before that was 223. The 223 was the page where we had to guess and foil to check, was a lot of the end of that, I think. Anybody have any homework that has you stuck? So again, just last minute reminders. We have some old stuff you could catch up on if you have time in the next couple days. It's a good idea not to let that get away from you on the new start of the new midterm. The main priority for tomorrow is the worksheet. So the 5.1 to 5 review sheet is due tomorrow. And that's all I've got.